Wow. I told myself I was not going to cry. Woo, it's already started. First, I want to thank the students who nominated me. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thank my colleagues, the Executive Council, who confirmed this nomination, and I want to thank the support staff of Grinnell College, for whom I could never have done my job without their support and expertise over these years. Please applaud for them. And I say that because they actually helped make this wish on my bucket list come true. I want to thank President Harris, the Board of Trustees, for admitting me to the class of 2021. Yes. And by the way, guess what my new favorite number will forever be? Repeat after me. 20 what? 21? 20? 21? 20? In fact, I think my next tattoo will be 2021. It is an honor for me as a faculty member who never took one Grinnell course when most of you took 40 to be acknowledged for your life's work. This gesture is deeply meaningful to me after 35 years of teaching at this marvelous and magical institution. But it has not always been easy for lots of reasons. And yes, I spent a lot of my time sharing those reasons with many Grinnell College presidents and deans. You're supposed to laugh. Creating alternative ways with others, not by myself, to impact change. But that is not the story I want to tell now. I want to give you a very personal context for why standing here is so important to me individually. I grew up a Negro girl, that's what they called you, in a racially segregated America in the 1950s, whose institutions were designed to make it difficult for a person like me to stand in this place. I grew up in a black family with many generations of divorce, abandonment, domestic violence, poverty, and the impact of America's second-class citizenship imposed on my people. I grew up inspired simultaneously by my family members as I saw them and other people of color forge racial and economic dignity for themselves, as well as fight for generations against the state-sanctioned physical violence against them and their bodies, and the intellectual violence against their cultures. My first role models were in my family, in my community, before they were on TV, before they were at the U.S. Capitol, and way before their victories were in books that I would later teach in my classrooms. So to be at this place like this, I thought actually I would have to conform, and I would not. I grew up and came of age in a time when I witnessed indigenous people leading a piercing moral and spiritual challenge to America's political and cultural hegemony, seeing poor people fight back against economic injustice, watching people around the world fight back against European colonialism and worldwide imperialism. And I grew up cheering those so-called minorities that came out of closets, fought and stood up against able-bodyism, and those who questioned the 3% of the population who owned 97% of the wealth then. And we all know that that stat has changed for the worse. Raise your hand if you've heard about the 1%. I grew up fighting old gender and sexuality boxes because badass women showed me how. That's right. They knocked down the doors that I had a chance to walk through, and they believed that I should be in this place. I joined radical really radical social movements of the 60s and 70s, and I won't name them, which were led by young people just like you, that had many strengths and also many, many shortcomings. Because I saw these movements in my time as a way to fix a racialized democracy, as a way to make more voices be heard and give everybody a chance to stand outside of their own oppression for others and to use their privilege for good. As a cisgendered woman in her 60s, a mother of 4, a grandmother of 6, guess what? I still join social movements today. Because I believe in doing the work required of change. Did you hear how I said that? I believe in doing the work required for change wherever I find myself. I stand here today individually honored, but I recognize this honor is also proof of concurrent successes. First, my living beyond my own limitations that I was born into, and second, the success of my country's ability in 2021 to continue to correct her racial wrongs, to adjust her role in global ills, and to continue, hear that word, with grace and accountability to protect this precious blue planet. I stand here today individually honored, but I recognize this honor given by Grinnell College, located in the cornfields of Iowa, has a huge job to continue. To hold strong to her educational mission when it is not fashionable, when it is not sexy, when it is not comfortable, when it is not easy, whether it starts in a small town like Grinnell, Iowa, or it's throughout America. I am honored to stand in this place because of the labor and heart of those before me. And I am going to be a placeholder for those who will follow me. But here is the most important part. The students over these 25 years have come from all over the world and have absolutely enriched my life. You have touched every aspect of my life, and you have made me better at what I love. I love challenges. I love freedom and equality. I love my country, and I have loved my role as an educator at Grinnell College. I accept this honorary degree in that spirit. Thank you.